Hello, hello everybody. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to be here. Today is day one of manifesting and creating and manifesting. Um, Back and forth, right? So today is day one. This is a free workshop for you guys. I'm going to turn on my phone here because Facebook does not show me comments when I'm on my laptop for some reason. So I'm just going to log on here and make sure that I can see you. So if you're here, say hello. It does show that I'm live. So I guess if I click there, let's see. Am I there? Very interesting. Okay, so I am going to go to the live. There I am. Okay. Yay! Hi, Jessica. Yay! Hi, Tracy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you guys here. All right, actually, the comments are showing up on the on my laptop, so that's a good one. We're going to start here by clearing the air and clearing the energies. Good morning, Nicolette. So I'm just going to clear the energies. Closing your eyes, taking in the clearing sound. All right, amazing. Hello, wait. Happy New Year to everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I'm really super excited about this because I just had this download last week about doing this and I just did it. So here we go. All right, so today is day one. This is a 3-day workshop. I'm going to be coming live here at the same time, 11:11 today and tomorrow. Well, I'm already here. Today, Tuesday, and tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Thursday, giving you the tools and teaching you how to manifest and how to really create the world that you are wanting to create. So I hope you guys grab a pencil and something to write on because you might need it. And if not, if you just want to be completely present here, you can just use the replay. I will pin this video to the top so that if anybody missed it because they're at work or they couldn't make it, you can find it easier and then you can just play it later on. I'm also going to download this and put it on my YouTube channel. YouTube channels are amazing because you can change the speed. So if there's something that I really want to hear and write down, I just slow down the speed. And then I can hear it and write at the same time. Or if it's something that I know what it is or I've already heard it, I can just up the speed. So most of the podcasts that I watch are like 1.5 speed and I get through them so much faster. So just a little tip there for you. But okay, so here we go. Hi Aisha, how are you? So glad to see you guys here. All right, so today is day one of this live workshop, and it is about manifesting and creating the life that you want. Now, on previous years, I have given tips, and this is on my YouTube channel, so you can find the videos there, where I have shown you how to create a list of like 100 things that you write in the now, as in I am, and then you fill in the blank, and then you create from that list. Now, we're going to be using some of that today as well, but this is going so much deeper because I have evolved so much and I have grown so much and I have learned so much more. So this is going on a much deeper level to really help you get to that part of you being able to manifest exactly what it is you want. And I have posted some things about like really feel into it and be. You have to feel like you already are that which you're wanting to manifest. And when you are feeling and being that thing that you want to manifest, then it manifests because your mind, your brain does not know the difference between what is and what isn't. It doesn't know between the reality or the solidification of things in your hands or what you're imagining in your mind. So you want to get to that point of really being that which you are wanting in the now, and that is what is going to shift you into the parallel reality that where that already exists. Okay, if this is a little bit too woo, just chill out, just calm down. As with anything and everything, please take whatever resonates with you and leave what does not. Okay, and this is for everybody, anyone that you see online, any healer, any of your own spiritual mentors, anyone that you see. Always take what feels right for you and leave what doesn't, because not everything is intended for you at the time that you're hearing it or listening or receiving it. So sometimes you hear something and you're like, yeah, that doesn't resonate for me. It doesn't, because it isn't for you, but it might resonate for 100 other people, or it could be completely the opposite. It could not resonate with 100 people and only resonate with you. And this is why we are always asked to go back to feeling within your own heart, feeling within your own body, whether what you are listening to and what you are receiving makes sense for you. Okay, so with that is how we're going to start this workshop on figuring out and getting yourself to the place. Hi, Jessica, and hi, Christina, on how to manifest what you want. Okay, all right, so number one, I'm going to just give you a little backdrop, and this is very important to learn why we do the things that we do when we're manifesting. Because when we understand what's happening within us, in our brain, in our thoughts, then it actually makes sense for us, and we allow our ego to move to the side and allow the healing to happen. So without the actual understanding, it can work for you in the moment, but then it's like you don't know how to do it later. Does that make sense? So this is one of my fortes. This is one of the things that I love to do, is to give you the tools so that you can use them and implement them in your own life, in anything else that you want. So it's not just this, right? So when you're working with me, for example, let's say you go to a healer, right? And they go, okay, I have XYZ things that I want to manifest or figure out or whatever. And they go, okay, and they do their healing, and you go off and poof, fabulous, fantastic. And then life happens, right? I want this other thing now. And then how do you do that? Right? Well, you go back to the healer. So what I do, which is much different from a lot of other healers, is that I give you the tools and I teach them to you, so that once you've done it with me once, now you have those tools and you can refer to them again and use them again, so that you don't have to come back to me. Does that make sense? And this is something that was shown to me, like, hey, give out your tools, teach these things to people, because the more that I empower you to do the things for yourself, the more that you can be your own light, create the things that you want in your life, and here's the key word, share with others as well, right? So I'm sharing with you, and I want you to take this, manifest what you want, figure it out, be super excited about it, and then go tell everybody about it, so that you can also be the light on the circle of friends, the circle of people, your family, whomever it is that is willing and ready to receive from you. Okay? All right. So I mentioned the ego, and the ego is a wonderful part that has been embedded within our bodies so that we can be safe, right? The ego keeps us safe. Now, a lot of people talk about the ego getting in the way. The ego's always in here telling me how I'm not good enough and then I can't move on, right? But this is because we actually needed this ego to be this potent when the wild beasts were trying to eat us in the time of caveman, right? So when humans were first here and we were like competing with all of these wild animals that were trying to eat us, the ego would come and say, hey, danger, danger, run away. And so what happens is, when you are in a state of fear, right? Because the ego instills fear in you so that you don't hurt yourself. Like, for example, if you're walking down the edge of a mountain and there's a cliff on the side, the ego gives you fear, so you move closer to the side that is not the ledge, so it is less likely for you to fall, right? So that's the fear that the ego puts within you to keep you safe. You understand? Okay, but how many times have you been down climbing on a mountain by a cliff? Or how many times have you been chased in today's modern world by a wild animal who's trying to eat you, right? It's not happening. What is happening is stress. So when you are stressed for anything, right? Going to be late to take the kids to school, I'm going to be late for a meeting, or I don't have X, Y, and Z ready for my job, or the news, which is why I'm always telling you, stop watching the news. The news are made to instill fear in those who watch it. All of the news are all owned by just 6 different corporations, and they all sound the same. No matter what station you subscribe to or look at, it's going to be the same news, the same wording, the same phrases, and the same tone of voice, which are all intended to instill fear on you. And when you watch this news and you take that in, it makes your ego take to you, ooh, fear, fear, right? And now I need to go into that state of fight or flight or hide, right? And that's the same thing that we had when we were running away from the animal that was going to eat us. That's the same type of fear that we had when you're going through, walking through the edge of a cliff and you don't want to fall, right? But this is being fed to you on a daily basis. The more you watch the news, the more you read the news, the more that you watch anything online that brings fear within you, stop it, because it is a conditioning to keep you in the state of fear so that you cannot connect with your inner self, with your divine part of yourself, and be able to manifest the life and the things that you want. So this is what happened, and this is like the science behind it, right? When we are in a state of fight or flight, what happens? The blood drains from our head and it goes directly to our hands so we can fight or grab onto something if we're going to fall. It goes straight down to our legs so we can run away. And where does this blood come from? Because your blood is flowing through your entire body, right? It comes off your head and your major organs, which is right in your center. So basically, all of your chakras. Your chakras begin right between your legs, that's your root chakra, and they move all the way up your center body, up to your crown chakra, which is called the crown, which is up here. And that's exactly where the blood drains from when you are in a state of fight or flight or stress, and it goes to your extremities so you can fight and run away. Right? This is why when you're having a panic attack or you're becoming anxious or you're really stressed, you can't seem to think or figure things out. And it's because the blood has drained from all of the top parts of your head and you can no longer think straight because all you want to do is run away or fight somebody. This is why when children get anxious, like my son, or upset, what do? They start fighting, raising their voice because they're frustrated and they can't think, they can't figure things out. And as adults, we carry that same thing, right? Second thing, and this is very, 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 very important for anyone who is here specifically to want to manifest good health within the body. When you are in a state of fight or flight, your blood goes away from your organs, right? Everything, your heart, your lungs, your liver, everything that's here that keeps your body alive and well. And what happens is when that blood drains from this area, because you're stressed, right? And it's on your extremities now, your body does not have the ability to heal itself. Okay? So important, because the more that we are in a state of fight or flight, the more that we are in a state of stress, the more that we get ill, the more that we have recurrent illnesses, the more that we start getting disease, right? And things that then we need to work more on getting our bodies healed before anything else. Because, I mean, really, the greatest set of abundance that we have is our health. You don't have your health, you don't have anything else, right? You can be a multi-trillion billionaire and then get sick, and then what is the money for? It doesn't do anything if you don't have the health. So that is the first thing that we need to be focusing, especially this year. This really came through really strongly this year on my 2024 forecast, energy forecast, which is on my podcast. I put it here as well. And it's also on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. That was one of the first things that came through, is getting healthy this year. Like really going above and beyond and doing the things that you haven't yet done. So if you have been a couch potato, like me, I'm going to admit it, then you're going to start moving more and doing better things. If you have not been eating the right things, then you're going to start looking for that. If you have already been going into the taking care of yourself and eating the right things, then you're going to have the extra amount of power and self-power to be able to go the next step, like maybe do a longer something or something stronger or something that you haven't tried yet, or maybe even like do a fast, right? And be able to do those things that you couldn't do before because of the shape that you were in. Anyway, so that's on my forecast. Go listen to it if you haven't already. So when your blood comes off all of your the central chakras, your body can no longer heal, right? This is why when you go to sleep at night, you're able to relax. If you're sleeping, you're able to relax, and then your body begins to heal itself. One of the things that I've always taught is if you're trying to heal your body from any type of disease, then you want to stop eating as early as you can and then begin eating the next morning as late as you can, because the more hours that you go without eating during each particular day, the more hours that your body has to put all of their energy into healing itself. So the first thing your body is going to do is going to digest the food, and once it finishes digesting the food, then it has those hours, especially when you're sleeping and it's not digesting, to put that energy into healing the body. This is why when we get sick and we have a fever and all we want to do is sleep, why is that? You're sleeping, you're resting, your body is not, you're not eating, right? If you're sick, so then your body is just resting, it's not doing anything, it's not digesting, and you're sleeping, and so the body has the blood and the tools, the right environment for it to be able to begin to heal itself, right? Then you wake up and you pick up your phone and you start looking at all the things you have to do that you didn't do because you're sick, and what happens? You get stressed, and then what do? You send all of that energy, all of your blood that's in the center out to your extremities. That's the stress, and the healing stops. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is, now that I explained the whole thing to you, the first thing that you want to do is to get your cycle, your nervous system back to center, so that you are calm, and so that you are at rest, and so that you are in a state of harmony and love, so that then you can manifest. Because we cannot manifest when we are in a state of fight or flight. You cannot manifest because your body is really working really hard at getting away and running away. So if you're stressed, you can make your lists, you can do your manifestations, you can create your boards, you can repeat things that you want to do. But if you're in a state of being stressed all the time, none of those things are going to work, because your body cannot make that connection, right? So it's like, oh, you're reading this thing, but it means nothing to your body, because your body is like, wow, I need to run away, I need to fight, I need to do those things. And so this, the first thing that you need to do is to calm your nervous system. And how do we do this? And I say this every single time, and it keeps coming up, and that is you breathing, meditating. Those are the two things that is really going to get you back to centers, right? So all you have to do is take a couple of deep breaths, right? And exhale through your mouth. And take another one. Do it with me right now. And out. One more. In. Okay. How are you feeling? Right? Those 3 breaths, really deep breath in through your nose, and then exhaling out through your mouth, really brings you back to center, and it calms your nervous system. That's the first thing you want to do when you want to start manifesting, right? I took notes, so I'm just going to read here. I don't want to miss anything. Okay. Oh, yes, I did miss something. Okay. So every time that you're feeling or catching yourself being in a state of stress, you want to stop and take those breaths. You want to stop and get your system back to regulate itself, so that the blood from your extremities comes back to center. Okay? And this is something that happens, right? So once we learn and we are constantly being fed the things that makes us feel stress, right? Like the news, like bad things happening, whatever it is, right? And you're being fed this, and it's putting your system in this state of fight or flight. When this happens, then you can get out of it. You can take a couple of breaths. You can be like, okay, I feel better now. And then you go outside and somebody calls you and say, hey, so and so, yes. And they tell you somebody passed away, or somebody broke something, or somebody lost their job, something that is, not good. And then what happens? Your thoughts go right back to the state of fight or flight, because you've already conditioned yourself. You've already conditioned the subconscious to go there. So now you don't have to live what you're seeing or what you're being told or what's happening to other people. Now you hear it or you see it, and your body immediately goes into that fight or flight state of anxiety, of stress, and it removes your blood from your centers just by thinking about it. And this happens because you have been doing this forever. It's been a condition that you have allowed yourself to happen because you didn't have the tools, you didn't know, not your fault. So this is not a blaming or judging thing, but this is what happens, right? So how many times something happened and then you go and you tell the story to somebody else, and then you get all of that, oh, poor you, and then you relive the moment that passed, right? And then you tell somebody else, and then what happens? You relive the moment. Or if it's a fight, right? You're fighting with somebody and you're like full of that adrenaline, right? That you're really fighting, and then you go tell somebody, and what's happening when you're telling somebody? You get all that anger arising again. You're reliving that one moment that happened again. And it's making your body feel, and this is the key word, as if it's happening now. This is why when I speak to you about getting your thoughts into what you want, not what you don't want, this is why. It's because every time you think about something that you don't want, because your body is so used to going there, to like, oh yeah, that's terrible. Like even just saying this, and I don't have anything particularly that I'm thinking about, I'm getting stressed just talking about it, right? So like that's the power of your thought. Your thoughts create your future. Thoughts create things. And when your thoughts are in the lack or they're in the fear, then that's the future you're creating, okay? So let's say I had a fight last week and I'm still talking about it today. And when I'm talking about it today, I'm getting all revved up and all upset, and I'm coming up with all the things that happened. I'm telling it to you. I'm reliving last week. And because I'm reliving this from last week, I am creating next week for another experience that matches the energy that I'm giving out today. So if I want to create harmony, love, peace, abundance, health, then today I need to talk health, love, harmony, right? All of those things that I want. And by talking about those things, I automatically begin to raise my frequency to those things because I'm feeling better because I'm talking about good things. And then this is creating next week's experience. And next week's experience is going to be much better matched to what I want than what I don't want, which might have been the fight I had last week. Am I making sense? Let me know in the comments if this is making sense, if you're receiving the transmission, if you're getting the activation of these words, because I'm channeling. All of this came through for me to activate in you so that you really become aware of how your thoughts are creating things, right? So today I'm really going to talk a lot about manifesting health, because again, if we don't have health, nothing else really matters, right? And of course, you don't have to choose health. You can choose anything else. But I'm going to be talking about that because I cannot possibly talk about everything on this live. Okay, so now let's see. I just want to read that I don't miss anything else. Okay, so what do we do to change this cycle, this cycle of the old beliefs, the old conditioning? What do we do to move out of it? That's where the meditation comes. That's where the breath comes, right? So here's the next thing. You're going to take your hands, and I know, like, if you grew up in any type of religious background, when you get to pray and you put your hands together, right? This is like the Catholic prayer form. There's something to that, guys. When you touch your hands, what you're doing is you are connecting your left hemisphere with your right hemisphere of your brain. These two hemispheres are always connected and working together up to the age of 7. And after the age of 7, they start working on their own. So this is why kids are so much more intuitively connected, and they know so much more, and they are absorbing like sponges, right? You put things in front of a kid and they're like, whoa, like how did they learn it so quickly, right? It's because both hemispheres of their brains are working together. So it's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and they're learning. When you're praying and you're putting your hands together, you're actually doing that, right? So it has something to do with that, with connecting the parts of your brain together so that you can learn and get the message, get the learning so much faster, right? Here's another thing. What's the next thing? Oh, putting your hands on your heart, right? So if I say put your hands on your heart chakra, right? That's your heart space. You put your hands there, immediately, without even thinking, you are bringing attention to your heart, right? Just by touching it, you're bringing attention to your heart. Your heart is your second brain, right? So we have been told this is the brain, this is where we do things. No, it's this, it's your heart, right? And it is that disconnect between heart and brain or head or whatever is up here, right? That makes us not be able to manifest what we want, because the brain is the one that wants to know how, when, why, and that's none of our business. Our business is to feel what we want, dream what we want. So if you want to manifest yourself in health, you want to feel healthy. And so you put your hands on your heart chakra, on your heart, and then while you have your hands here, you begin to visualize and see yourself healthy and feel yourself healthy while your hands are on your heart. Because even though you're thinking of the vision of what you want to manifest, your hands, your human physical hands, are connecting your energy to your heart, which is really the brain of the body. So your images are going into the future of like, okay, I'm seeing myself healthy, I'm seeing myself walking or hiking or jumping or whatever it is that you can, that means health to you, right? But by putting your hands here, you are connecting your heart energy to your brain. So that's a really important key of being able to manifest what you want, is by actually connecting the two brains together by the simple act of putting your hands on your heart chakra. All right? Okay. So when you're doing your meditations, when you're doing your breath, if you put your hands on your heart chakra, you're going to amplify all of your efforts, all of your work tenfold. It's going to work so much bigger, so much faster for you, because you are connecting your heart with your brain. So that's a really key part. So the first one, right? So if you're going to write this down, the first one is to take those breaths, right? Deep breath in through your nose and big exhale through your mouth. And you want to do at least 3. If you want to do 5, even better, so that you can feel calm, right? 2 is to place your hands on your heart chakra as you're visualizing and or meditating the life that you're wanting to create. Okay? All right. Okay, Wade says you're making a lot of sense. Awesome. Jessica says makes sense. Great. Christina, I love this unconventional ways of manifesting. I haven't heard these tips. Oh my gosh. I know. And you know, seriously, Christina, the last 2 years I did the whole thing about the list and repeating it, which we're going to do similar to that. But these things are so simple, and this is why people don't do them, because it's too simple that can't work. That's the thinking, right? That's your ego, guys. That's your ego. Get rid of that. Say, okay, ego, thank you so much for that. I am actually working on toning down my nervous system and coming back to center, to me, instead of being in the fight or flight place where I cannot manifest, because you cannot manifest when the blood is at your extremities, right? It has to be in your center. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you homework. Okay. And here's the homework. And this goes back to the last 2 years ways of manifesting. And the homework is going to be for you to make a list of as many statements as you can. Write them with a pen and pencil, or pen and pencil, with a pen or a pencil on paper, instead of doing them online on a document, because there's more power to your physical handwriting. I know my hand ends up like hurting when I do it, and for me it's much easier to do it on the laptop, but there's more power when you're actually writing. It takes longer. Every word that you say has a frequency, so you manifest so much stronger and faster when you actually write them down. You want to write the statements in the present as if you already have it. Because today I am focusing on health. And again, you can do health and everything else, or you can do anything else besides health, or you can do everything you want. But I'm just giving you examples for health today, because again, if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. So number one, I'm going to give you an example for health, right? So let's say I want to manifest, which I do actually, I'm not just saying, better health for me. So I'm going to write, I am healthy. So I'm writing it in the present moment, not I am going to be healthy, or I would like to be healthy, because that's in the future, right? If I'm going to be healthy, I'm always going to be healthy, which means I'm never healthy in the now, and the only thing that matters is the now. So write it in the present, right? So you write the first one, for example, I am healthy. And then underneath that, you can come up with so many different statements that relate to your health that are like the subdivisions of I am healthy. So, for example, I am healthy. I am toned. I am fast. I am strong, right? So all of those statements that I just gave you go with the way my body would feel and maybe look like. I can say I am thin, I am lean, I am trim. I just gave you 3 more, right? And so you write all of these things all about health. So you put one thing, I want to be healthy. You write, I am healthy. And then you write everything else that can come through for that, right? So I am healthy. I am lean. I am thin. I am trim. I am strong. I am healthy. I said healthy again. Obviously, that's really here. That's what I'm wanting to really manifest and change for the better right now, right? So I just gave you 6 things, and they're all about health. Now, if I'm like, okay, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to write about this. Now start writing things that you will be doing with your healthy body. So I am climbing mountains, or I am walking miles in nature. I am jumping around with my son. I go to the rock climbing gym, right? So I'm just thinking of things that if my body was healthy and strong, I would be able to engage in those things as fun. If you're not healthy right now and you're feeling like, oh, I could never do that, then those things are not going to come up for you. But once you get yourself into like, okay, this is my phrase, I am healthy, and then you start thinking of everything else of what does healthy mean to you, right? For example, I do my grocery shopping by going to and forth the market instead of driving. I easily carry my groceries home in my arms. I am able to keep up with my son or my grandson or my children or my grandkids. I have the stamina to just play with my kids or grandkids or nephews or whomever it is, as long as they want. So, I mean, we all know how much energy kids have. So imagine yourself having that type of energy that you're able to keep up with them and keep going. Like, you're going to be like the most popular adult in their life, aren't you? Because what do most adults do? They sit around and watch them play, right? Right? Let's see here. Christina says, I am energized. Yes. That's a new way of using the I am statement, the identity, and the inspire action connects to you. Jessica says, do we need to say I am doing a full split? Or would I can do a full split? Oh, I do. Jessica, I do full splits with ease and joy. Always put the joy in there. I do. I do. I am. I do. I am. Okay? So write this list, right? So after you have exhausted your list of being healthy, right? Or like if being healthy can even be, I have beautiful, smooth skin. My hair is gloriously shiny. I love the image and reflection on the mirror. My clothes are just amazingly flattering with anything I do. I love the way I look on a bathing suit or in a bathing suit, right? So all of those things that are coming up for you, when you exhaust that list that you started with that one statement of I am healthy, then you go to the next thing, right? And so the next thing for most people is abundance, isn't it, right? It's abundance, it's money, right? It's getting out of this rut of working from paycheck to paycheck, or not even having enough to pay your things, or it's just scarce, or I'm just getting enough to get by, and all of those things, right? So then you can do your next big statement, which is I am abundant, or I am wealthy, whatever resonates with you best. And then you write all the things below that pertain to you being wealthy. So for example, you can write things like money flows to me with ease and speed. I create money every single day of my life. Money is coming to me from all unexpected places. The universe is always delivering money to me, right? So these are all very broad statements about money coming towards me. And then when you exhaust that, you start thinking of, okay, how would I act? What kind of things would I do if I was wealthy, right? I pay for my sister's mortgage. I take my family on vacation. I get to fly in first class air, or I fly on first class air. Okay, so this is your homework. Your homework is to create a list of as many things as you can today. Do this today. Bring it to the workshop tomorrow, and make sure that they're all on the I am. Okay. So this is the end of the first day of your workshop. You can put this towards anything you want to manifest and everything. But remember the rules. Number one, first you want to calm your nervous system by doing the breath. And number two, what was number two? I forgot what number two was. But number two, I'll just skip number three. Number three is to make that list. The list is not going to be finished today, and it's not going to be perfect today. But that's the homework for today, to write a list of everything that you want to manifest. Also, stop watching anything that doesn't make you feel joyous, happy, light. Like the news or anything or anyone that you're following on social media. And that also pertains to other spiritual healers who might be speaking things about fear. Be very careful what you're putting your attention to, because if there's someone there who's speaking and is telling you, let's say, a prediction of the world's gonna end, and you're like, right? If it doesn't make you feel good or light, that is not for you. It's sending your system into the fight or flight. It's sending your blood to your extremities. It's preventing your head and heart from manifesting what you want. It's preventing your body from healing the physical human body. When you are in the state of fight or flight, you know what I mean, you cannot do any of those things. And this is the intention of the news. This is the intention of the bigger powers out there that are working to keep you separate from the truth that you really are, the powerful light being that you are. From you forgetting who you are, and from you giving your power to others, like doctors, right? You're sick. What do? We go to the doctor. Doctor's wearing a white coat. Doctor has this all of these accolades on the wall, and they're giving me all of this. You need this surgery, you need that surgery, you need this specialty, you need 20 different, what do you call them? 20 different medicines to take. And then what do? You go, yeah, sure, because it's the doctor telling you. But the truth is that your body is more intelligent than anybody. And your body can heal anything, everything by itself. Okay? Go and look up Joe Dispenza, Stories of Transformation. Okay? You're going to find thousands of stories of transformation of people who have healed everything, from cancer to anxiety to everything, through meditation. And that is not a pill, and that is not changing diet. That is connecting to the true higher self of you, remembering that you are part of the divine, part of God, that you are the light, and that all of the healing things that you need, all the medicine, is already within you. You do that when you quiet the mind, you allow the ego to dissolve itself, and you allow yourself to raise your frequency to that of love, where disease does not exist. Okay, that's to put it in a nutshell. All right, guys, I love you so much. I am so glad that you guys were here. I can't wait to see or hear about your lists tomorrow. Go write your list. I'm going to do it as well, because I'm doing this with you, because there's more power to us when we do this together. If you missed the live, I'm putting this on the top so you can watch this and do today's workshop before tomorrow's workshop, and I will see you then tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye.